creative insight journey, and it's about what happens when you go through and you embark on a new path in your life that is divinely inspired of, a creative journey, a creative project that you want to manifest. So it ties into the vision boarding class, I think, a lot, because what we're doing is we're putting out there to the universe and to our higher selves what it is we really desire, and in doing that, we're focusing on it, and we are really getting clear about exactly how we want it. And I think Beth is a perfect example of how doing this work is really bringing her clarity on her goal, which is for her career, and really kind of zeroing in on what her market is going to be. And that's key in any career, is to have a niche, to have a specialty. So what we learned in the Creative Insight Journey, which I took from a lady named Tiffany Nicole, and Jennifer Grace also teaches this in Miami as well, is that there's a thing that you go through, and it's called the hero's journey. So you are the hero. You are each the hero in your own journey, right? And she described it like a U, where you start here, you have an idea. So I'm gonna make a little light bulb. So this is your idea. Not a very good picture of a light bulb.
Looks like a mushroom.
It does, but that's supposed to be a light bulb. So basically, you have this idea. It's a brilliant idea. You're divinely inspired. You start going for it and doing stuff to make it happen, and something happens that screws you up along the way. What do you do when that happens? You take your idea and you shelve it for a minute. You go about the rest of your other stuff in life, you get things in order so that you can get back to it. Maybe as it's shelved, you change your mind a little bit about how you want it to manifest. Maybe you get some insights, or maybe you have a dream that gives you some information, or maybe you hear a story about someone else who did the same kind of thing, and what you want to avoid, things like that. So there's always a reason why you get this little divot in the road on your path, and then when you come back to it, you'll be ready. The universe will have had time to line up with it. But one thing that does happen while you're on the road, either before, during the bump, or the divot, and then after, is we all have this thing in our head, and it's like Gremlins. It's usually more than one gremlin. And in that class, they called it the itty bitty shitty committee. So it's basically, and I don't like to swear, but we'll call it the shkitty committee, the itty bitty shkitty committee. Basically what happens is, as you're growing up, as you're blossoming into an adult, and even as an adult it can happen as well, things will happen that make you feel less than worthy, that you're not good enough, and these things kind of form a little cloud over your head. Now when we do soul spa sessions and have got a soul spa, I do exercises with my clients to help get rid of that cloud. But the itty bitty shkitty committee is always kind of there in the background, and it's not real. So, it might be your 5th grade teacher saying, "You're not smart enough. You just don't apply yourself. You never finish anything. Or it could be, you're the bully in your school who's like, "You're not strong enough, and you're always a failure. You're this or you're that, or nanny, whatever it is." We all have like a whole crew, right? A whole committee. We also can have a whole committee of people who are like, "Yay, you can do it." But somehow the itty bitty shkitty committee usually gets into our subconscious and we give up, right? Because we don't feel like we can do it, or we don't have enough money, or whatever the talk is in the background. If your idea is really divinely inspired, then if you're working with God, God's coming through you into your idea, you're manifesting as a co-creator with the divine, right? So none of that matters. The itty bitty shitty committee isn't real, but it's there in your mind, and as long as it's there in your mind and you give it attention or you listen to it, it's going to thwart you. It's going to thwart your efforts. So the exercise for your homework this week is to draw a little picture of your gremlin. Draw a little picture, it could be a little stick figure, of whatever ugly monster is in your itty bitty shitty committee, and maybe there's more than one, you know. Draw a picture of it. What is it saying? What is it saying? Is it saying you're not good enough? Is it saying you're dumb? Is it saying you don't have enough money? Is it saying you're a big fat loser? Is it saying, what is it saying? Well, you know, what is it? Get clear on that. And draw a picture of it. It could be 3 or 4 different little dudes. It could be stick figures. Maybe with, you know, mean looking, whatever they look like. But, you know, I want you to put it on one piece of paper and tape it up with all the things that they say. The little bubble coming out of their mouths with all the things that they tell you. And I want you to face it every day. I want you to look at it every day. You're going to look at your vision board every day pretty soon. First, face your gremlins. Face your demons. They're not real. You'll soon come to find out that these have no power over you anymore. And it's something that we all just went through last week. It's a good thing to follow up this week with the homework assignment. Now we've gotten over these little bumps in our own roads with these people that are doing mean things to us. And we all have had it in our lives recently one way or another way. And by actually looking at it every day, you'll see how it loses power. Because it's not real. It's the itty bitty shitty committee. And it'll go poof. And when you finally get to the point where it doesn't have a hold on you anymore, I want you to take it and crumple it up or burn it or whatever. Don't set the house on fire, please. But, you know, rip it, shred it into a million pieces, throw the coffee grounds on it, let it go into the recycling bin so that it can be made into toilet paper. Because that's where it belongs, in the toilet. Okay? So that's the homework assignment this week, along with your little sticky notes. And this week's mantra is, because I am worthy. I would say because I'm worth it, but I think L'Oreal owns that sentence. So, because I am worthy. I want you to write it in sticky notes and put it everywhere, because I am worthy.